Dover, Delaware, round 2 of the chase for the championship, and we've got a lot of issues coming up this weekend, particularly the car tomorrow. A lot of drivers complaining about the nose of the car, say they don't have enough downforce to be able to pass somebody. And the way that Clint Boyer dominated last weekend at Loudon, they're probably right. Looks to me like they need to do something on the nose. Whether they'll do something before the end of the season, I don't know. I don't think so. They've got a big test coming up in Atlanta in a couple of weeks, which ought to show something for the big tracks. We'll see how that goes. Jeff Gordon's one of the guys that has particularly pointed out that it might be an issue here at Dover, and he's the guy that's odds-on favorite to win the championship, though he's tied right now with teammate Jimmy Johnson. One of the issues coming out of Loudon was Clint Boyer and the surprise up there. His teammates, Jeff Burton and Kevin Harvick, aren't really doing that well, and I guess that they need to figure out what the problem is. Jeff seems to think that he's got doesn't seem to be running fast enough. He wants more speed in the car, and this is a pretty good track for him. It's not a good track for Tony Stewart, who's second in the points right now. The last 5 times he's been up here, he hasn't done very well at all, no better than 15th, but he does have a couple of wins early on in his career, and I think that that's going to bear well for him too. The Chevrolet team's dominance is a big story this season. It's time for Jack Roush's guys to get going. Carl Edwards didn't have a very good race last weekend. Matt Kenseth came back 6th or so, and he's a solid guy here at Dover. We'll have to see how that goes. Kurt Busch has to rally back from a bad engine problem last week that sort of stymied him. And the Dodge guy that's going to be most watched this weekend is going to be Bob Nardelli, the former head of Home Depot, who's now helped run Chrysler Corporation's new operations, and the fact that he's going to be Grand Marshal at Dover on Sunday is very interesting. He's now with Dodge instead of with Tony and Chevrolet, and Tony's going to be going to Toyota, so I wonder if they'll be shaking hands. The car tomorrow, not enough downforce. Kurt Busch needs to rally back, and we've got the Richard Childress issues to look at too, Tony Stewart. And one of the stories that's going to be big this weekend here is actually happening about 3,000 miles away in Las Vegas, and that is Jacques Villeneuve making his NASCAR debut and in the truck race out there with Bill Davis's trucks. Be interesting to see how well he does out there. I talked with him earlier this week, and he seems supremely confident he can get the job done. But I think it's not a matter of talent, it's a matter of attitude and perseverance and temperament. And I don't know if he's got it. It took Montoya a few races to figure out exactly how to deal with these guys. They're a little easier to get along with than the Formula One guys, which ought to be good. But how Villeneuve does is going to be very interesting to watch that Saturday night's truck race out there. That's Mike Mulhern, Friday morning at Dover, and we'll see how things go from here. Mike Mulhern for JournalNow.com and the Winston-Salem Journal.